Alright guys, here we are starting the final exam review. Some of you are starting this on, or starting the final on Monday, and the rest of you will be taking it either Wednesday or Thursday. So, let's get going and see where we're at. Number 1, Jill wants to measure the width of a river. She marks the distance as shown in the diagram. So, pretty straightforward. Using this information, what is the approximate width of the river? These two triangles are similar, not congruent. You have the vertical angles here, and so you just set up a proportion to show that. So you could do something like 8 over 12 equals 10 over x. Cross multiply, 8x equals 120. Divide by 8, and 120 divided by 8 is 15. Number 2, write an appropriate simplified equation for finding the sum of the exterior angles. All the exterior angles of any polygon, no matter how many sides, is 360. So basically we're just going to take everything together and add them up. We have 3 x's, 3 numbers. So we have 8x plus 6x plus 6x plus 100 plus 60 plus 20 it's supposed to be 180. Then you combine your like terms, so these are all x's, those go together, and you get 20x. These numbers all go together, you get 180, and that's not even supposed to be 180. And that equals 360. Okay. And that's your final answer. You just need the equation, you don't need to actually solve it. Number 3, find the surface area of the prism. Surface area of a prism is pH plus 2b. Okay, so the base shape for this prism should be the triangle. It is a triangular prism. Those are the two bases. So it's for perimeter, you have 6, 2.5, and you're missing the hypotenuse. So you are going to have to set up Pythagorean theorem for that. So 2.5 squared plus 6 squared is 42.25. And then you square root 42.25, and you get 6.5. So your perimeter is 6 plus 2.5 plus 6.5, which is 15. The height of the prism now is the distance from one base to the other. And then for area of the base, you're going to do 1/2 times 2.5 times 6, and 1/2 times 2.5 times 6 is 7.5. So then you have all the numbers you need, and we can find the surface area from that. So 15 times 3 plus 2, come on pen, plus 2 times 7.5. That's 45 plus 15. And that gives you 60 millimeters squared. Number 4, write the transformation that occurs from box 1 to 2 and all the way through 4. So, pretty straightforward here. From 1 to 2, that's a reflection. From 2 to 3, that is a rotation. And from 3 to 4, that's a translation. Right, so this one reflects over, then it rotates down to this, and then it moves up and over. Don't need to have specific numbers because you're not on a graph, so there's no way you'd be able to tell. What is the value of x and y? These two arcs, or excuse me, these two inscribed angles go to the arc AD, therefore they're equal. So you're going to set up 6x minus 3 equals 7x minus 11. So let's see, minus 6x here, negative 3 equals x minus 11, plus 11 there, and that's 8. Then in the opposite direction, A goes to BC, and D goes to BC, so those two are equal, and we get 6y minus 2 equals 5y plus 8, minus 5y minus 5y, plus 2, y equals 10. Find the difference in the surface area of the two spheres. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. On this one, your radius is 7.5. On this one, the radius is 4.5. So over here we have 4 times pi times 7.5 squared. And that gives you 706.858, we'll say. And then over here, we have 4 times pi times 5.5 squared, 4.5 squared. And that gives you 254.469. And then you're going to subtract those. So 706.858 minus 254.469. Put it in your calculator. You should get 452.389, so we can round that to 0.4 inches squared. And number 7, in triangle ABC, M is the midpoint of AB. Given MB is 8 centimeters and CB is 16, what is the area? So you draw M right there, and you know MB is 8, CB is 16, and then you need to find the height because you're doing area. Don't forget for the triangle, AM will also be 8, and that's going to be the base for the triangle. Excuse me. So to find the height, we would have to set up Pythagorean theorem. You have A, C, B. It is a special right triangle, but, you know, this isn't that difficult to figure out. So 8 squared plus B squared equals 16 squared. And 16 squared minus 8 squared equals 192. Square root 192 Sorry, the calculator's not working. 13.856. So, you now have for area 1/2 times 16, because it's 8 plus 8, times 13.856. And that is going to give you this calculator. $110.848 or 110.8 centimeters squared. That was page 1. That took a while. We have 7 pages, so much like a Netflix series, buckle in and get ready for a binge watch.